Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, Manthanites, speakers, and friends. A very, very warm welcome to you to this 7th annual Festival of Thoughts and Ideas. We have been meeting for this event on this day for 7 years now. And a particular mention I would like to make of several of you who have come in from out of the city, from various cities in India to attend this event today. Every year it happens, and today it happens. And in particular, I would like to call out my friends Mallika and Ramanathan, who have flown into Dubai, from Dubai here for the 7th year consecutively. India owes an immeasurable debt of gratitude to a man born 150 years ago, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. And India owes many apologies to him. We owe Gandhi because he was the primary driver of our freedom from British rule, and more importantly, for laying down the great liberal values on which our nation eventually got founded. Most nations that became independent from colonial rule along with us turned into banana republics run by tin pot dictators, or countries like Pakistan that founded on the basis of religion. The results in those countries are well known to all of us. But India became an exception and laid the foundations of a liberal democracy. This we owe to Gandhi more than to anyone else. Through his struggle of several decades, Gandhi tried to bring out fundamental change in Indian society and character meant to live beyond independence from the British. Satyagraha was a path-breaking innovation by Gandhi, the like of which the world did not know before. I believe it should rank as the most valuable invention along with all other scientific inventions that we have seen in history. Satyagraha has become the primary tool of successful movements across the world. From Martin Luther King to Hong Kong, all successful movements have used Satyagraha to make despotic and autocratic governments bend. Gandhi resisted the partition of India. This he did because of his strong belief that Hindus and Muslims can and must live together, and dividing the country on religious lines would be suicidal to the country. His heroic struggles against communalism in his last years, like in Kolkata, Noakhali, and Delhi, were critical in ensuring that peace and stability existed after him. The right means to achieve the goals was a non-negotiable for Gandhi. Truth was the ultimate fundamental to live by. Satyamev Jayate, he said, and he inspired the nation to follow the path of truth. This poor and illiterate country was moved as one to participate in his moral and non-violent movement. And this in a day when there was no television, social media, mobile phones, or internet. What an amazing communicator he must have been. Gandhi attempted, at the end of it all, Gandhi attempted to lay a moral foundation to the Indian society. He strived to make Indians live by right values, non-violently, peacefully, and in an eco-friendly way. What he achieved in one lifetime has not been achieved by anyone in the last 2,000 years. We ought to be in immense debt to him. But we are an ungrateful country. We have forgotten Gandhi and have betrayed his legacy and teachings. If Gandhi were alive today, he would wonder if this was the India he left behind. He would be shocked to see the intense hatred and bigotry being spread so brazenly, to see lynchings across the country in the name of his favorite animal, to the intense casteism existing today, to the all-pervasive corruption, to the total destruction of country's forests and natural resources. He who said Satyamev Jayate would be outraged to see fake news and the WhatsApp university shaping the minds and hearts of millions. It is tragic that we have not only forgotten him and his ideas, but have done everything to undermine the foundations he laid for this country. We glorify his murderers and build temples for them. That is why we owe him an apology. If we seek redemption and dream of a better India, we have no choice but to go back to Gandhi. Manthan dedicates this day to the memory of the great man and hopes that he'll continue to guide us. We have offered each one of you, as a part of the registration kit and with our compliments, an abridged version of Gandhi's autobiography. This book is not only our way of paying tribute to the Mahatma, but with the hope that many of you will read the book to really understand him. Friends, Gandhiji once said, "Public opinion is far more potent a force than 1,000 words." All his life, through his writings and speeches, Gandhi shaped the public conscience of India and Indians. Manthan is found on this very same premise. It is our conviction that open, vibrant, and civil public discourse is an absolute essential to healthy society and for democracy to thrive. We dream of and strive for open minds and do this by having open doors. As you can see in our new branding, Manthan is in the 15th year of this journey and of promoting great conversations. Till yesterday, Manthan hosted 281 talks from the finest minds from across the world on the widest variety of issues. Over 25,000 people have attended our events physically, and several million people have watched it on YouTube. Today, as in every year, some of our finest minds have come to Hyderabad and talked from their hearts to us. Professor K.V. Subramanian, the Chief Economic Advisor, Professor Srinath Raghavan, one of our brilliant historians, Dr. Sudarshan Iyengar, one of the most renowned scholars of Gandhi, Professor Dr. Menaka Guruswamy, a Hyderabadi who does us proud, Professor Divya Dwivedi and Professor Shaj Mohan, two brilliant philosophers, Mr. Vivek Kaul, the most widely read commentator on economics, and Ms. Sagarika Ghosh, known journalist. We also have Azim Banatwala, one of the few stand-up comics in this country who performs for the intelligent folks. Gandhi, the economy, the rule of law, and individual liberties, and Kashmir are some of the biggest challenges facing the country. We have therefore invited the best thinkers and experts on these matters to speak to us. We are now hosting, friends, great talks 2 to 4 times a month. Each is attended by 300 to 500 people. Today we have an overflowing crowd. Manthan offers hope that there are enough people interested to engage in intelligent conversations, people who are willing to spend time and effort on improving things. Our speakers come from across the world. We are often told by them that there is no initiative like this anywhere else in the country. That's heartening, but it's also disturbing. As I have said this before, Manthan's is an easily replicable, low-cost model, and it is surprising and disturbing that this model has not been replicated across the country. Your being here tells us that perhaps there is still hope for all of us. These past few years, we carried on Manthan with private funding, except for an event like this, which we seek corporate sponsorship for. Now our events have gone up, attendance has gone up, and expenses have scaled up. So we have reached out to all of you to help us and get us going. We cannot thank our speakers, all of them who came so far, and today these ladies and gentlemen who have come. I'm particularly happy that we have 3 ladies out of these speakers, today's speakers, and that's something that made us very proud. Manthan also owes big to Vidyaranya School and Nandini Rao, my friend, who give it unrestrained access to the place and its resources. Without that help, Manthan would not have been half what it is today. Thank you, Nandini. We would like to offer our deepest gratitude to Karvi, one of the most successful, socially conscious and responsible business groups in our own city, a true model of a corporate citizen, if I may say so. C. Parthasarathy, the chairman, and Adiraj Parthasarathy have supported us graciously and warmly. We cannot thank them enough. We do hope the support continues for a long time. We are immensely grateful to many Manthanites who have generously responded and contributed in response to one email. Friends, we could not have had a better combination of minds and knowledge today. I cannot thank them enough for coming over to Hyderabad for us. Do sit back and have an absorbing and enlightening day. I finished my speech. Then I believe that this is the right time to offer gratitude to a variety of people who have made Manthan work. So give me 2 minutes where I would like to name people who have helped us in this making Manthan Samvaad and Manthan round the year activity click. The Karvi group, as I said, has been with us for a long time, and we are grateful to them. We have C. Rajendra Prasad of Continental Coffee, Mr. A.R. Sherwani, who have been supporting us handsomely for the last few years, Mr. Subbarao of Glochem, and many friends here who have helped us get going. IPE, Institute of Public Enterprise, and its volunteers, whom you see around here for years, have been helping us manage this event so successfully. Vibrant Ford, owned by one of our advisory board members, Bashir, gives us logistics support through the year with a fleet of cars, drivers, and a sterling person by the name Masiuddin Ahmed, who ensures that all our speakers are coordinated and made comfortable. Fusion 9 has been catering lunch every year, and they have done a phenomenal job today as well. We have, all this is volunteer driven, except the things that we buy out. Alkesh Shah, Praveen, and Sudarshan have been photographing Manthan events forever and so nicely. Farhatullah Beg has been recording these videos for several years voluntarily on his own. He's a professional documentary maker, but comes and volunteers this for us. The monthly events, the periodic events we do run almost on autopilot. A team from my office, Dayakar, Amar, and Lakshman make sure that everything is in place when we walk into the event. We really don't have to do anything. I cannot say how fine a job they do. We have an advisory board, which is, I keep saying, something any corporate should be proud of, to have a board like that. They work together with us and make us work very, very well. I'd like to say once again a thank you to all the 280 odd speakers who have been there. This event is largely structured and created by my daughter Mansi, right from the time of creating the website to your registration process, emailing, everything is done by Mansi. This new branding that was done was also undertaken by her, outsourced to someone, and she coordinated and got it done. Wonderful work. Without Mansi, this event would not have really happened. Finally, friends, Manthan belongs to you guys. And it belongs to you because you are what make Manthan happen. There is no audience better than this in India, and this is what has been told to us by hundreds of speakers who come to us. We are proud of you, and a big shout out to all of you for being what you are. Thank you very much.